It's been a journey, not only for me, but for all the parish.
Groundbreaking for St. Kilian Parish's new home took place in July 2015. But the journey really began a decade before that, when the diocese reconfigured St. Kilian's boundaries, adding more than 1,400 new families to the parish. The little white church in Mars had served the community well, but the time had come to move on.
There's a scripture passage that talks about we walk by faith, and so many of the people in the parish believe that.
With the blessing of the diocese and permission of the Vatican, St. Kilian Parish developed a master plan for 33 acres in Cranberry Township. The vision included a multi-purpose parish center and a beautiful new church. But this new home wasn't easy to come by. The price tag for the church alone was $11 million, with the entire development costing $30 million. Parishioners pledged what they could to make the dream a reality.
It's the product of many, many hands and many generous hearts.
The goal was simple: build as beautiful a church as possible with the resources available, and that meant calling on tradition. In architectural terms, the building takes the shape of a cross, known as a cruciform, in the style of the great cathedrals of Europe. To ensure that everyone can see and participate, no one is more than 100 feet away from the altar, which is elevated, and the pews have kneelers.
What I miss the most is kneeling. So now that we have a beautiful church, we can go back to some of the traditional stuff that we really miss. I'm really excited about that, and to have one place that we can call home.
Maybe we're old school, I don't know, but it's nice to kneel before the Lord.
Once the ground was cleared and leveled, the general contractor began work on the foundation and then the exterior. With each passing month, the church started taking shape.
It's an amazing transformation. To see it, to drive by it, we just live down the road, so as I go to work every day, I drive by and I'm always looking to my left or my right to see, okay, what's going on over there? And it's amazing how quickly everything has transpired.
Our children go to school at St. Kilian Parish School, so they have soccer games on the soccer field, so we're down that way quite often. So it's been amazing to, be able to see the church being built.
The stained glass windows are all at least 100 years old, coming from 5 different churches in Pennsylvania, which served immigrants working in the coal mines and steel mills at the turn of the 20th century. The panels of the 3 rose windows portray the theological virtues of faith, hope, and love.
It also continues a tradition of many people who put pennies into a basket and bought beautiful things, but their churches are no longer open. And what they gave so generously is now being used again in another church.
The bells are also more than a century old. Since they call us to prayer and worship in times of joy and sorrow, the church says they have voices, and each is given a name. The largest bell at 2,000 pounds is St. Matthew. The middle bell at 1,000 pounds is St. Anthony of Padua. The smallest bell at 700 pounds arrived with no name, so it was blessed and dedicated for sacred use as St. Kilian.
We've been watching it evolve from the very first breaking of the ground until now, and we're really excited about starting Mass in the new church.
Yeah, we're curious to see what it looks like inside.
The floor is polished concrete to create the look of terrazzo and a fraction of the price. The pews will seat 1,150 people, which is more than at Cardinal Wuerl North Catholic.
Well, every church is special because you're preaching to God. So there's not really a better one, but this one's bigger, and it's like a real church.
I like gyms. It's just, they're not really a place of God, and it's going to be so much better to be with God in a church.
To feel the blessings of the Lord, to feel God and His presence within this new building will be, I'm sure, phenomenal.
On the lower level is a church hall, a commercial kitchen, meeting rooms, and a bridal suite. This is where parishioners can gather for lectures, marriage preparation, and, of course, fish fries.
Hopefully we'll have a lot of parties down there in the future, a lot of gatherings. So, yeah.
A lot of fish fries.
A lot of fish fries and other reasons for people to get together and have a good time.
I did the construction club at the school this year, and we were there on one of the first days. They were actually starting to put up the steel beams, so it was kind of cool to see over the course of the construction club how the church developed into a place where we can be worship and have confirmation and first communions and weddings and all kinds of fun events. The fish fry and all the bingos will be in the church hall.
When I get my first communion, it will be fun to do that, to walk in the new church for my first communion.
It should bring the parish together. Everybody, you know, get to know each other and more be a closely knit community.
I'm excited. I drive by and I can't wait, I can't wait, I can't wait.
It's better than the gym. Why? I don't know. It's a church for Pete's sake instead of a gym.
With 500 spaces, there's ample parking for all those gatherings and a beautiful setting for weddings and other events that make up the life of the parish. And all of this comes just in time for St. Kilian's 100th anniversary in 2017.
There will be weddings and funerals and confirmation and First Communion and then regular Sunday worship.
Building a church is an incredible undertaking. So many of you have given generously, raising $9 million. But with the construction loan, there is still a $3 million shortfall. If you are new to the area or to St. Kilian Parish, or simply haven't had an opportunity to give and would like to help, please do so.
We hope this church is going to last for decades and decades and decades.
So after this long journey, St. Kilian Parish is finally arriving home, and people will gather to worship God and support one another.
We've been in several different places since 2002, and this is home. Now, this is God's house, but it's also our home.
I know that my grandma, she would love the new church, like the way everything's done, like, because she was so excited for this church. And so am I, because like everything's gonna be brand new, it's a fresh start.
We're coming home.